Welcome to the regular scheduled meeting for the Hertford County Board of Education for Monday, March the 24th, 2025. At this time, will you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance led by Hertford County High School student, Ms. Jasmine Perry.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ms. Perry. 2.2, consideration of minutes. I entertain a motion to approve the minutes from our regular meeting that was scheduled on February the 24th, 2025.
I make a motion to approve the minutes on February 24th.
Has been motioned. Do I have a proper second?
Second.
Has been second. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. 2.3, I entertain a motion to accept the agenda as presented.
A motion to accept the agenda as presented.
Has been motioned. Do I have a proper second?
Second.
Has been second. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Engagement excellence 3.1, staff recognitions, Ms. Freeman.
Good evening, Chair Hall, members of the board, Dr. Pratt. Tonight, we'd like to recognize teachers for their achievement during the 23-24 school year in industry certifications and EVOS growth. When I call your name, please come forward to receive your certificate and stand across the front. First, we have Ms. Annette Brown Robinson. Is Ms. Robinson here tonight? Jamie Hextall. Mr. Darius Wims. Oh, that's Ms. Hextall. Come on in, Ms. Hextall. And Ms. Brown.
And Mr. Williams.
Go right over there, get your certificate.
Y'all look so blessed.
These are our CTE teachers who guided students in earning industry certifications. Let's give them a hand. Please remain standing. Next, we'll recognize Miss Alicia Merrick, Atasha McIntosh, Carice Bowers, Cassandra Fairclough, LaDonya Gatlin, Sally Adams, and Mr. Sabanda. Congratulations to these teachers ranking in the top 25% statewide in EVOS growth. Let's give them a hand. Board members, can we have you stand behind them? You guys can just come up. Principals, if any of your teachers are here, can you please come stand also? Thank you. Hold on a second. All right, let's give another round of applause. Thank you all so much for coming.
All right. 3.2, student recognitions, Ms. Freeman.
Good evening again, Chair Hall, members of the board, Dr. Pratt. Tonight, we'd like to recognize the winners of our Battle of the Book teams. This is a statewide competition promoting literacy and a love for reading. Students read 15 to 20 books depending on their grade level. As I call your name, please come forward. Let's do this. Ahoskie Elementary School students, if you all will please come forward. Early College High School Battle of the Book winners, will you please come forward? These teams won on February the 26th, and they will advance to regionals on April the 3rd in Greenville, North Carolina. A special thank you to Ms. Libby Grimes and Mr. Hugh Davis for serving this year's Hertford County Public Schools coordinators. Mr. Davis and Ms. Grimes, if you are here, will you please come forward? At this time, we can get board members and any principals. If your students are up here, principals, please come stand.
Yeah, I thought it was over spring break. Okay.
Ms. Smith? Ms. Smith?
I really was trying hard to get out. Yeah, all right, that's fair.
All right, let's give them another round of applause. Okay, next we have Miss Marissa Lashbrook from C.S. Brown and Courtney Sexton from Early College High School. Both students have been accepted into the prestigious North Carolina's Governor's School. Let's give them a hand. Dr. Watford and Dr. Robinson, board members. All right, thank you. Finish it. Hertford County Public Schools recently piloted an internship program with Nucor Steels, giving students valuable hands-on experience in manufacturing. Over 6 weeks, they learned about steel production, safety, teamwork, and industry skills along Nucor professionals. When I call your name, please come forward. Tyler Williams, Ashlyn Holloman, Jay Zhang, and these 3 students are from C.S. Brown STEM. Justin Demery, Kimonte Valentine, and these 2 students are from Hertford County High School. Maya Benson, Jonathan Bowers, Terry, Sydney Smith, and Ennis Mitchell. These students are from Early College High School. We are so excited for this great partnership with Nucor. We're so excited that our school, Hertford County Public Schools, is the first one to have this internship at Nucor. Let's give them another round of applause. Board members, please. Principals, please. Let's give them another round of applause.
Look, this is the second one.
Yes, sir.
Before you move to the next item on the agenda,
Yes, sir.
I would just like to ask that in the future, at some point in time, in the future, that we invite these young people back from Nucor and ask them to give us a brief summary of their time there and what they were exposed to. And also now I'm not sure, but I don't know if they got down in the plant or not, where those humongous furnaces are and things of that nature. But I would just like to know what was they exposed to during that time of their internship. I guess it's still going on. It's not over. Is it over?
It's over. Okay.
Well,
we'll be back in June along with our other interns.
good enough. Good enough. The way some of them look, it's like, I mean, they might have been hauling steel down there. Those trucks.
Yes, sir.
So I was wondering, I would like to hear personally exactly, what went on there.
Yes, sir.
Believe it or not, as long as that plant has been here, I've never been in it.
Oh, it's
I've never been in it.
fascinating.
I've been there, but I've never been in it. So if you could we schedule something along with the superintendent for them to come back in June?
Not a problem.
Are they seniors?
Yes.
All of them?
That might cause a lot.
That means they can go to work.
Anyway, thank you.
Yes, sir. 3.3 School Social Work Appreciation Month, Ms. Sidbury.
Good evening, Board Chair Hall, board members, Dr. Pratt. This is our Social Worker Appreciation Month, and to our incredible social workers, we want to thank you for being the heart of compassion in our schools and community, for your dedication, your quiet strength, and your fierce advocacy to make a difference in the lives of our students and families every single day. You are seen, you are valued, and you are appreciated deeply. So Mr. Pitt and Mother Harmon, please come on up to be recognized. These are our incredible social workers. Thank you for what you do for our schools. Thank you for what you do in our community. And thank you for what you do for our students. Board members, if you would join them. Thank you.
Yeah. I'd like to, from the Board of Education, I'd like to thank both our social workers, because it's so important. Mental health issues that we're facing in our schools, plus the social issues we're facing in our schools. Y'all are the first on the line, and we can't thank you enough for what you do for our students. I wish there were 4 or 5 of you, because you know, the more it would be great. I think Mr. Hall's working on getting us some more money from the state board. So if and when that happens, hopefully we'll be able to have more of that, because it really is crucial for our students, and there are, because all we're trying to do is make great students and great citizens, and y'all are a great part of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. C.
Follow up on that, Chair Hall, if I may.
Sure.
Glad you mentioned the fact that it is one of those items that's in the governor's budget. Put forth about 2 weeks ago. It's also one of the top priorities of the state superintendent, Mo Green. And certainly it is a high priority from the State Board of Education. We just feel as though without, as you said, Mr. Shields, without social workers, more counselors, more school psychologists, to those wraparound services that our children need. We just need the dollars to go out here and find these people and pay them appropriately. There's no doubt about the mental health issue. It's been proven. It's not over here. It's statewide. It's nationwide. We are experiencing these issues from COVID-19 even today. So thank you so much for uplifting that. And I just had to say, it's on the agenda. We'll see what happens in July with the fathers to be and who fund us. If you know any of those legislators, if they're your neighbors, you see them, hey, just let them know there is a need for them to look closely at those requests. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you again, Mr. Shields.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Vice Chair Hall. 3.4, New Core Scholars Recognition, Ms. Page.
Good evening, Chair Hall, Vice Chair Hall, board members, and Dr. Pratt. I stand before you this evening to recognize the 2024-2025 New Core Scholarship recipients. We have our mission and our vision for Hertford County, and we want to push that with New Core Scholars, especially in the excellence, and as we prepare our graduates. The New Core Scholars Program is a partnership with Nucor that we are able to provide reimbursement scholarships for the master's, doctorate programs, residency programs, and national board certification. These scholarships have been put into place to help with retention of teachers. So at the end of their programs, they are committing themselves to spending at least 3 more years in Hertford County Public Schools. Our first scholar tonight, if you'll go, Ms. Knight will give you your certificate and come to the front, is Portia Combo Walston. She is at Hertford County High School as the District Career Development and Special Populations Coordinator, and she is working towards her national boards. The next one is Mr. Daniel Lee. He is at CS Brown STEM. He is working in a master's program. He is an ELA teacher. He is attending American College of Education. So he will be able to spend the next 3 years here in Hertford County because he has completed his program this year.
That's great.
And our last new core scholar for this year is Ms. Kenyatta Moore. She is working on a master's degree at Elizabeth City State. She is at the Early College High School as a science teacher.
Three 3.5, introduction of newly hired employees. Ms. Norman.
Good evening, Chair Hall, Vice Chair Hall, our board members, and Dr. Pratt. Tonight, we have the pleasure of introducing the newest members of our Bear family to you all. When I call your name, I'll share your position, location, and an interesting fact about you that you've shared with us. Yes.
I'm sorry.
It's no problem.
Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee is here.
Okay.
Mr. Lee, you can come on.
All right. Let's give him a hand as he comes on up.
Take a pic.
So why don't we just do it over again? Why don't we just do it over?
That's right.
Okay, our newest members to the Bear family. I'll call your name, your position, your school, and what you've shared about yourself, an interesting fact. So we have Ariel Hamilton. She's at Hertford County High School, agriculture, CTE. Sure, come on up, stand right there, dear. Yes, ma'am. And what she shared is meet Miss Hamilton, the Jamaican science and math teacher who wanted to teach biology in the US, but somehow landed in agriculture. She went from solving equations and balancing chemical reactions to teaching students how to plant crops, care for livestock, and doing simple agricultural mechanic tasks. 20 years later, she's still here, fully converted and wondering why she ever doubted the magic of agriculture. Now let's talk about real science, she says. Her love life. She met the love of her life post-high school only to realize they were birthday twins. Naturally, they thought, you know what would be cool? Having a baby on our birthday too. The universe, however, had a different sense of humor and sent the baby 1 day early. So instead of the ultimate birthday trick, they got a baby who missed the mark by just 24 hours. Let's give her a hand. We have Mrs. Katoy, Early College High School. She's our math teacher. She loves solving puzzles, especially logic puzzles and Sudoku, as it's like a mini workout for her brain, she says. All right. We have Miss Bickus. Seventh grade at Hertford County Middle School math. She started teaching in the Philippines. She's worked in Thailand, worked in government for 17 years. She's transferred to Dubai. She's taught for 3 years. Also worked in Thailand since 2017 until January, and she has just taught in many places and wanted us to know that. Let's give her a hand. And then lastly, we have Miss EJ Tumanda. She's at Hertford County High School, 9th grade English. She is a beach person. She loves to swim and relax at the beach. So summer is coming. That's where you'll find her, she says. Coffee runs in her blood. She likes to drink it daily as it fuels her. She loves to read, and psychological thrillers is her favorite genre. But she's leaning towards fantasy now. Yes. So welcome to Hertford County Public Schools and welcome to the Bear family. You all may have a seat. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On behalf of the Hertford County Board of Education, it's my honor and distinct pleasure to say thank you to those individuals we were just introduced to who decided to come and be a part of the Bear family. You mean so much to us and to each child that you touch each and every day. Those of you in those science areas, I am so pleased to know that you are here with us. Even the convert from math to agriculture.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It is indeed an honor for me to sit and say to you, thank you for all that you are doing. Thank you for what you will do. And should you need to contact us for anything that you need, that you see need to be done, of course, the first step is your principal and then the superintendent. But the Board of Education is here to serve you as well as those children that you touch each and every day. Once again, on behalf of the board, thank you, thank you, thank you. We can't say it enough. Thank you.
3.6 be the bar, Ms. Norman.
Okay. Once again, good evening, Chair Hall, Vice Chair Hall, board members, and Dr. Pratt. Tonight, we celebrate our March certified and classified Be the Bar staff members. These outstanding individuals have exemplified one or more of our core values, our 5 core values: student center, equity, accountability, excellence, or collaboration. So please join us as we recognize their commitment to these principles as they help drive our students and district success. So we will begin with our certified, then our classified. When I call your name, please come forward, get your certificate and your gold bar, and then remain standing in the front. After that, please remain here for a few minutes as our board members would like to share a few words to each and every one of you. So certified will be first, and then classified. Okay, so our mission, vision, and core values: Hertford County Public Schools will foster a safe, nurturing environment that serves all students and families through quality education, diversity, and innovative opportunities, ensuring graduates are globally competitive and equipped for success. Our vision: to cultivate today's minds and impact tomorrow's leaders. You've heard about our core values already. And of course, this slide talks about our portrait of a graduate. We want our students to be creators, critical thinkers, collaborators, communicators, and have a learner's mindset when they graduate. So March Certified Employees of the Month, we have BPS, Georgiana Edwards, 3rd grade teacher. She's sick tonight, but let's give her a hand clap. We have AES, Carice Bowser, 4th and 5th grade math. Come on up. Chrissy Hogger, RES, kindergarten teacher. Come on up. We have Hertford County Middle School, Becky Reeder, 8th grade, computer science, CTE, come on up. CS Brown, Susan Allen, math, come on up. Hertford County Early College, Kenyatta Ward, Earth Science and Biology. And Hertford County High School, Mr. Stephen Astapinas, health science teacher. And then at the district, we have Dr. Sophia Alman, our Director of Student Support, but she's not here tonight. We'll still give her a hand clap. Board members, would you please come forward? And Dr. Pratt for a picture. If you all would just move forward so our board members can step behind. Thank you. Please. So much. And now we'll start with our classified. We have BPS, Brenda Langford. She's the administrative assistant. Let's give her a hand. She's not here tonight. AES, Paula Burden, data manager. We have RES, Nellie Lassiter, our custodian. Hertford County Middle School, we have Daryl Barnes, our custodian. C.S. Brown, Gilbert Parker, our security officer. Early College, Wallace Jordan, also our security officer. It's Erica Sessom, she's driving a bus right now, but let's give her a hand for the high school. At the district, we have Ms. Sabria Britt, our federal program accountant. She was here. Dr. Pratt, can you come forward, please, for a picture? Thank you. Board members, I'll turn it over to you. Thank you, sir.
On behalf of the Hertford County Board of Education, I would like to extend to all of our certified and classified employees deep appreciation for what you do every day for our students in Hertford County. No matter what department you are in, you fit the puzzle. It takes all of us working together to make our school system successful and to increase our student achievement. We understand what you encounter every day. It seems like an easy job, but we know at times it could be difficult, but you have gone over and beyond what is expected of you to do, taking much pride in your work and taking a great deal of interest in our students in Hertford County, that is what it's all about. The more we can do for our students, the more we try, we go over that bar that is expected of us. We know that our students will increase their achievement and become better citizens. So we want to thank you for everything that you do on a daily basis. And I'm sure some days it doesn't seem as if we understand, but believe you, this board understands what you're going through, and we support you in every way. So thank you so much for what you do. Also, Mr. Hall, I would like to say that as a board member, I am so proud of our students. If you would notice, you can't get a parking space outside, but we thank you, parents. We thank you, community, for being here, recognizing our students. Those people that are working with our students, some are not even employed with Hertford County, but they come back, they work with our book fairs, everybody that is assisting our students in Hertford County. We could not do it without you. This board could not. So we thank you for your support that you give on a daily basis. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll call up Ms. Freeman. I think we have some staff members who showed up. We need to recognize them as well.
We have 2 teachers that came, and we would like to recognize them tonight also. Miss Cassandra Faircloth, you will come forward. And Miss Atasha McIntosh. And these are 2 more of our teachers that ranked in the top 25% statewide in EVOS growth. Let's give them a hand. Board members, if you go, please.
Oh, that's what the little one will be up there. There she is. What's her mom?
Look, she like,
She was hollering. It's all about.
For years. At this time, feel free if you want to continue and stay with us, but if you need to leave, you may do so. At this time, we'll have a short recess, and then we'll continue on the meeting.
All right, Al. Good to see you, brother. Always now. Get best to you.
Take care.
Just mimicking up.
Yeah.
You look just like her. She look every day, girl, what she get, the more she looks like you. we were talking about it, and Ms. Porter, you hit the nail on the head also, about us all working together for common good for our kids. I saw Dr. Pratt to where our absenteeism rate has decreased. That children are coming to school more. There you go. This virtual bubble. I might be going to talk about that. I'll leave it alone. I was glad to see it. Yes. I was absolutely.
1.9.
1.9. I think so.
They're close to 2 to me.
Yeah.
I think they're in there a week. But it just goes to show that we are working together, and parents and guardians, working with us and sending their child to school ready to learn. We are here ready to teach. And I just want to say that I thought about it when the bigger crowd was in here, but right now we are speaking to the choir. I know that, but I want to thank you. Anyway, I'll leave it alone. But I know that's an issue, a big issue.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Do we have any public input, Ms. Freeman? Thank you. 3.8 Superintendent's Report, Dr. Pratt.
Yes, good evening. Tonight we'll start out, or this evening we'll start off with our mission and vision of the district that's been shared multiple times this evening, along with our 5 core values that guides our work each and every day. We also are excited about rolling out our Portrait of a Graduate and looking forward to our students when they complete their pre-K to 12 experience, their 13 years experience with Hertford County, that they are graduating with these characteristics as an individual. And so we're excited about rolling this out next school year in detail, and having our kids being prepared with these qualities that they should exhibit each and every day. We'd like to remind everyone that we are opening up our pre-K enrollment April the 28th through the 30th from 8:30 to 12:30 at RES, Riverview, and Bearfield. So if you have a student who qualifies for pre-K program, please bring them out at that time to register for our pre-K program.
Do you have any information on that I can put up in the restaurant? I have so many people coming in and out. I'd like to put it on the doors or something, whether just as a reminder.
And I think I read something, Ms. Sibir, if you want to talk about it, something about posters today, I think, or
yeah. So we're in the process of doing some signs for the community, as well as creating some posters that will be distributed in here.
Yeah.
That's great. Make sure we get the word.
Yeah. Thank you, Ms. Sibir.
And the thought, Dr. Pratt, then to the billboards. Buy the billboard space.
Yeah, we can.
To have it on. I know one unit keeps one up year round. Every time I go to Rich Square, I see it.
Yes.
I mean, it's not unusual.
Right. No,
that's
it's not.
What I'm saying.
It's not.
That might be something we want to consider. Yes. I know it's costly. I understand that, but
yeah, we can do that.
And whatnot.
We can do a billboard.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Somebody in here might help us talk to them folks. I don't know them. I don't know the billboard people. I'm just thinking.
What price? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Very good. We got a good partner over here.
Well, good. I mean, Mrs. Porter said it.
That's right.
Working together, make a better day for the child, the experiences, and for our hardworking education.
That's right. Absolutely.
So anyway, let me shut.
Thank you. Congratulations to Hertford County High School girls basketball team for making it to the 3rd round playoff in Pittsburgh a couple of weeks ago on March 4th. We are super proud of their hard work this season, their dedication that they've shown throughout the season. So congratulations to the young ladies at Hertford County High School for their outstanding achievement. Also, our students showcased their talent in the play Charlotte's Web this past weekend, I believe. Had a great turnout there. And so hopefully we'll have some of those young people here at the board meeting so that you can recognize them for their show of Charlotte Web.
So that was what the car was all about.
At AES.
At AES? I was wondering what was going on over there. See, I didn't go up to find out.
Right.
I was wondering.
I tell you, Mr. Hall, it was great. It really was. Those kids just did a wonderful.
That's great.
And the lines, I mean, you know, those kids were speaking like 5 minutes and didn't miss a lick. I mean, it was just amazing for me. That's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think she said over 500 people, including 250 Hertford County students who attended the Charlotte Web Show. And so that's a large number for us.
All them cars were everywhere.
Yes,
yes sir. Everywhere. I know what's going on up there.
Glad to get, they had the opportunity to showcase their talent.
That's great.
Yes, sir.
That's great.
Congratulations to the students again, the 10 students who went through the Nucor internship. And so we're looking forward to the next round of internships and to having them back in June to report out to the board about their experience at Nucor.
I just wonder to myself, Mr. Superintendent, how many of those kids just might end up getting a job at Nucor as a result of it. And you know, Nucor is not a small wage outfit now.
No, it's not.
So anyway.
Got a couple of items that we'll celebrate this month. One is National Assistant Principal Week that we'll recognize our assistant principals coming up in April. April is Mental Health Awareness Month, along with Autistic Awareness Month. And then also we recognize our school librarian for the month of April as well. Upcoming dates, we got the end of the quarter on March 28th. It's almost here. We will be finished with the third quarter and going into our last 42 to 45 days of school. We'll have no school on March 31st. April the 8th will be third quarter report cards. 14th through the 21st of April is spring break. And then we have our Special Olympics on April the 25th. And so we're looking forward to that very special event at Hertford County High School. And that concludes my report. You're welcome.
Academic excellence, 4.1 strategic plan update, Ms. Sidbury.
Good evening, Board Chair Hall, board members, Dr. Pratt, and administration, principals. It is a pleasure to be before you. I stand before you to give an academic excellence strategic plan update on where we are so far, what is in place, what is in progress, and what are our next steps. As a school district, we are steadfast in our commitment to a strategic vision that ensures every student is prepared for global success. Our mission, values, and direction reflect our belief in equity, excellence, and the power of innovative education to transform lives. Thank you, Ryan. Our graduate profile defines the essential skills and dispositions we expect all students to develop at Hertford County Public Schools. These attributes guide our instructional priorities and help us measure whether we are preparing graduates to thrive in college, career, and in life. I will have two areas of focus underneath the strategic plan, academic excellence. The first one being instructional foundations. The second one being student and staff wellness, or student wellness. So I'll give you an update in each of those areas with regard to our action items. So first is action item 111, instructional framework. Right now we have in place our priority school visits. The senior team, the superintendent's cabinet, we are at schools every week on Tuesdays as our meetings, and we go through each of our classrooms in those schools, and we determine where students are in terms of their learning, how students are engaged, and what resources we see there. We also have, as the board knows, through your support, have new curriculum resources for the second year. So we're also monitoring to make sure that there's a return on investment, that the resources that we've purchased with teacher input, that we actually have our students participating in those. So in progress, we are sustaining our instructional improvements through district-wide instructional rounds. Each month, principals host instructional rounds at their schools where they get to showcase the teaching and learning that's happening in their building. As a next step, we are going to use our feedback to provide professional learning and coaching to our staff and students, and then also a connection back to accreditation, which will start next school year. Next, we have District Action 112, district-wide literacy. Here we have curriculums in place at K-5. We have our letters, we have UFly's intervention, we also have Study Sync. And we have an early literacy team in Hertford County Public Schools, which is comprised of teachers and community members that give input on this. In progress, you will know that we are implementing close reading strategies. We want our teachers, all teachers, not just reading teachers, to provide students with access to close readings, which help our students dig through a text and understand it and comprehend it, as well as cite evidence. Our next steps are very simple. We have to scale up the science of reading. The Department of Public Instruction funded that for K-5. We see a true need for that at 6-8. And so the superintendent has charged us with making sure that we provide science of reading training that we can sustain within our district. Next, we have district-wide mathematics. With district-wide mathematics, we are focused on evidence-based strategies that focus on math framework, which give teachers a guide to the best practice for math instruction. In addition to this, we want to have ongoing walkthroughs in mathematics, where we are also looking at our curriculum uses. Next steps, we're going to expand our professional learning on the math practices, analyze our student data, and add in particular details into our curriculum maps for next year on spiraling student learning. The next action is instructional strategies. As a district, we're focused on the high impact teaching strategies, which is Hattie and Marzano's research. It shows teachers exactly what they should do to help students get better faster. In progress, we have coaching and impact analysis of these strategies. And next steps, we're going to institute peer instructional rounds where teachers would visit each other's classroom and give each other feedback, as well as asynchronous professional learning, so that teachers can have professional learning that they can go to on demand to continue to sharpen their instructional saw. Next, we have an action 115, which is college and career readiness. When it comes to college and career readiness, we have in place extracurriculars at STEM. Kudos to Dr. Watford and the CS Brown STEM team who have increased our STEM partnerships, our STEM offerings, and even has a robotics club. And we are purchasing additional drones to be used there for drone instruction. That's a first for CS Brown STEM, which is one of the steps on the way to becoming a STEM school of distinction. Next, we're going to continue to expand our partnerships in the community, refine our guidance around how we increase STEM in a meaningful way. And we're going to continue to expand our dual enrollment in our healthcare pathways, as well as other offerings for our RCCC partnership. Next, I will talk about staff student wellness, which comes to our social-emotional learning and mental health services, as well as student attendance. Action 121 has a focus on SEL. We have a SEL curriculum. It is called Positive Action. Our teachers have been provided professional learning with that, and we have instituted opening connectors at schools and gathering opportunities for students to feel connected to the school and the staff. We are going to continue to refine that implementation, noting connection to the CASEL framework, as well as promote more professional learning with our R3 rooms, which has a focus on restorative practices. As a next step, we're going to launch the framework, the full framework next year, continue to monitor our feedback, and continue to encourage best practices with our teachers and using the SEL curriculum. Next, with regard to student attendance, with student attendance, we have chronic absenteeism campaign that is supported by our public information officer, our principals, and our social workers who were recognized today. We are in the progress of identifying high-risk students and redefining their plans. Our social workers are working hard to make sure that we have communication with our families and that they understand the impact of absences on student success. As a next step, we're going to strengthen our community partnerships, build staff capacity, and find a clear-cut way, hopefully in Infinite Campus, where we can track our students who are on a 3-year pathway. Right now, we have about 25 students who have, how many? 10 students who have identified, I know they got 25 from somewhere, but all right, 10 students who have identified that they would like to graduate in 3 years. And so we will continue to promote that opportunity and want our students to either graduate being employed, enlisted, or enrolled. Next, we have our school climate survey, our SEL panorama data. Our principals can tell you we just did a deep dive in both our attendance data, our discipline data, and our socio-emotional learning data, which comprise this data from our staff, our students, and our families to make sure that we have good strategies and that we're responding to that data. As a next step, we're going to strengthen our partnerships and continue to lean heavily on survey engagement. We want to provide more professional learning for our staff on using SEL data in a meaningful way, and we want to set benchmarks for improvement. So from year to year, we can see change for our socio-emotional learning. We want to, just like we have a math goal and attendance goal, we want to also have a SEL goal and be leaning towards improving the climate and culture of each of our schools so students feel seen and welcome every day. So thank you again to our principals. Thank you to the central office team who support this work. It really does take a village to do all this work. And we're so thankful and grateful for the board's support. And that is your academic excellence update.
Thank you, Ms. Sidbury. Board members, any comments or questions at this time?
Praise the Lord.
Well, while we have you, 4.2.
Oh, yes. Yes, thank you.
Middle school.
Good evening, Board Chair Hall, board members. I bring forth to you a field trip request on behalf of Principal Deloach, Hertford County Middle School. They will be going to Williamsburg, Virginia for Physics Day at Busch Gardens. And so I'm seeking board approval, Physics Day at Busch Gardens, wink, wink. And so we would like the board approval there.
Board members, any questions? If not, I entertain a motion to approve the field trip for the middle school as presented.
Make a motion to approve the field trip to Busch Gardens for the middle school.
Physics Day, I make that second.
Physics Day.
There's a motion properly second.
Physics
All in favor,
Day.
state aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Field trip approved.
Okay, board, I also would like your approval on behalf of Principal Dudley. Hertford County High School will be taking a JROTC to Norfolk, Virginia and Williamsburg. I'm sure that is also for Physics Day as well. So we're seeking your approval there for our field trip.
Motion to approve the JROTC field trip.
Has been motion and properly second. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Go ahead,
Mr. Chairman, just quickly. I think we approved this last month, but there was a field trip from Hertford County High School to Virginia Beach, I think it was, for that golf thing. I've heard more positive comments about that in the community. I thought they were talking about Beachwood. But they apparently, those young people certainly enjoyed that trip. That's all I've been hearing about in the community. And I want to just say that, and the bus goddamn brought them back safely. and apparently the chaperones, whomever, they handle themselves appropriately, and the children. I think it's like 80, 75 or 80 of them. That's a lot of high school kids now to put on a bus and carry anywhere, let alone all the way to Virginia Beach. I think that's where that place is. I've seen it. Yes. But I just had to say that. It's good to talk about the good things. We always want to, and I'm included with it, want to nitpick over those little things. But when children are excited. Now, I understand that we don't have any Tiger Woods in that group that went down there, but who knows later on in life as a result of them attending. And I know I'm repeating myself, I just thought it was, whenever I hear something good, I'm going to bring it. I'm going to bring it because we don't teach children what to do. We teach children how to do. We teach them not what to, we don't teach them what to think, but we teach them how to think. That's a different story. A lot of people get on about public school this. We ain't teaching them what to think. It's how to think. How to get on a bus and go to Virginia Beach. How to come back in a safe manner. How to conduct yourself. Because by the way, when they are down there, Hertford County is on the limb. We're the ones. So they represent us. That's right. Everywhere they go. And I got to say again, whoever those chaperones were, Miss Dudley, whoever, I don't know if you attended or not, but they need to know that we thank them for it. And they might have been, I don't know, they were the 8 honor roll students. I don't know what it was. It made no difference. Oh, that's where that figure comes from. Okay.
It's a good learning experience. Traveling.
It's also
good traveling. It's great.
It's also exposure to something different that they might not have seen before, had access to before. And like Mr. Hall, Tiger Woods started somewhere.
Yeah.
He did. And you know, you just exposure, even at physics day, it's going to be interesting because, you know, just to see, I mean, some of these children have never been there. So, I mean, that's what you're talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. But anyway.
It's exposure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for allowing me. But
and that's what children remember. As they get older, even as adults, you remember experiences that you've had in school.
Yes,
you know, not in the classroom, but everything that goes with an educating a child. There's travel, classroom, everything.
I don't know if we'd have put 75 adults on that bus and go down there and come back, everything would have been as quiet and well organized. I don't know. But I just love to hear good things about children who are doing the very best they can each and every day. And these teachers, I just think of them. Yeah. I know that classroom is like, I never that was like.
Thank you, Mr. Beard. 4.4 Summer Remediation and Retest Plan, Ms. Pate.
Good evening, board chair, board members, and Dr. Pratt. I come before you tonight to present the state required retesting summer date schedule. NCDPI requires that Read to Achieve and EOG EOC retesting calendars be approved by the board annually. So at the administration request this evening that you approve the testing plan as is represented in your package tonight.
Board members, are there any questions or comments at this time? Hearing none, I entertain a motion to approve the summer remediation and retest plan as presented.
Okay, thank you.
Motion to approve.
All right. Has been motioned. Do I have a proper second?
Second.
Has been motioned and properly second. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Ms. Pate.
Now, thank you.
I couldn't open up a couple of my things on. That's one of them I couldn't open up. I couldn't see.
I can't open it now, right?
When the dates were.
Right.
So and there was one. I didn't see some of Miss Sidbury's stuff either.
Do you need me to tell you those dates so that you just have an awareness?
Sure.
How about sending it to me? You can tell me.
Okay.
You better send it to me.
Okay.
And a hard copy, Ms. Weaver.
Yes, we'll make sure you have a copy. We'll make sure.
Hard copy.
Remediation for our take 2 is going to be the week of June 11th, and testing is going to be on the 12th and 13th. It's the week before school gets out. We're going to retest right directly after testing. We're going to get those scores back. We're going to restructure the 9th,
10th, and 11th.
Yes, we're going to restructure those days of school. So we're going to do some remediation during the school day, the 9th, 10th, and 11th, and then we're going to retest on the 12th and 13th.
There you go.
And then for Read to Achieve, it's going to be through the month of July. We're going to start June 13th or June 16th, and then we will be testing in July 17th for Read to Achieve, 3rd grade. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pate. Staff and Excellence, 5.1, 2025 Infinite Campus Conversion Update, Mr. Grimes.
Infinite Campus. What are you going to say about it here?
For a point of clarity, Ms. Sidbury's 25 was those that expressed interest. The 10 that are the 10 were the ones that are on track. Good evening, Chair Hall, board members, Dr. Pratt. First, I'd like to start off with mission, vision, and core values. This work has been nothing but a lot of collaboration, and we are working towards excellence within our student data. Does it not click? Thank you. So the strategic plan alignment, we are tying this to the assessment of HR operations, which was not something that we performed, but DPI did on our behalf and informed us that we would be moving to Infinite Campus. From what I've seen, I've had access to Infinite Campus for about 2 weeks. I love it. It is not Power School. in some of the best ways, but it is also not PowerSchool in some ways that are making it difficult to learn. So it is an improvement, but with everything, change is difficult because you have to relearn your workflows. One more, please. And one, thank you. Oh, right there. So in PowerSchool, things work a little bit differently. The staff exist kind of in flux in the mix of everything, and there's no real separation. Students are also in that mix. Infinite Campus clearly separates schools and calendars, which is how you do your classes, census, which is where the people are, and addresses, which is where families, households live. Infinite Campus keeps those in very separate locations, and that's one of the big challenges with how we are learning and how we're thinking about our student data. Go ahead. So the first piece is the calendars. For those of you familiar with it, you know that PowerSchool goes down for about 2 weeks over the summer. There's a dead period where we can't touch any data. Infinite Campus does not have that. Infinite Campus, in the training, they made a joke. They said you can be working in 2050 if you don't plan on retiring, but you can be working on there now. And it's very true. We did training and I set up a 2050-51 calendar, and it had no limitations, had no restrictions based off of what we could do currently and what we can do in the future. So think of calendars like file cabinets. You put last year away, you're working in this year, and you can go ahead and set up next year as you're thinking about it, as you're finding things that you want to fix. Go ahead. So in PowerSchool, in my personal experience, I was in PowerSchool 8 times. I was a staff member, I'm a former student of the district, and I have parent accounts at 2 different schools. And that's just because of the difficulty of finding some of those accounts in PowerSchool. It was not easy to find you if you already existed. Infinite Campus has a lot of checks. They say, are you sure you want to make a new person? Did you really search for them? So that transition from multiple accounts to just being one person is a big switch as well. Next, please. Same thing for addresses. If you look at any of these addresses, you can see in interpreting them, they are the same address, right? They're all 123 Main Street. We know that. But Infinite Campus is very strict. They expect it to be character for character identical. For example, there's an extra space there. In Infinite Campus, that's a different address. So that cleanliness of addresses is crucial so that you have one address with one household. And if you move, that address can now be lived in by another family. So go ahead. All of that is to say what we've been doing for the past 15 months. I was interim from January until October. And since January of last year, we have gone from 33,000 student contacts to, as of when I just checked, 14,000. And that's not me, that's the data managers. And it's all their work. And I can't say more, I can't say enough how proud I am of all the work that they have done, because it's a lot. We're converting 25 years of historical data. So anybody that's been throughout this district in the past 25 years has the potential to be converted. So all of that, including their grade history, including their addresses, parental relationships, you name it, it's going to be in there. So that's a lot of conversion work. And principals, I'll say thank y'all for letting me pull the data managers. I appreciate it. And I asked them for more time last week, and they were gracious enough to agree to that. Next, please. So back in September of this year, this school year, I was the box. I was still trying to figure out what it even was. Over the past 6 to 7 months, I've got a pretty good picture of where we currently stand, but there are some next steps that will need to happen. Some of those include the collection of enrollments over the summer. Ryan, thank you. Some of those include collection of enrollments over the summer because PowerSchool enrollments is going away and Infinite Campus online registration is not yet ready to be set up. So there will be a transition period between those. There's already a form out for that. Another one is, like I mentioned, that 25 years of historical data will be collecting information to tie current adults, guardians, staff, whatever their role, to their former student accounts. And that is crucial to ensure that as an adult, I can access either my job or my student, because without that connection, I will exist only as a former student. So you'll be seeing that around. Ms. Freeman and I are working on a plan to make sure that's communicated regularly. And we're working on data validation right now, getting reports by the week, sending it to the data managers and helping them figure out what needs to be cleaned up. And at the same time, I'm working on user security because we have to set up those rights. And this summer, from basically June 16th through August 1st, is going to be jam-packed with training for principals, for counselors, for data managers, for nurses. And we're fortunate enough in our district to have a data manager at each school, and I'm very thankful for that. And I also have relationships with these lead teachers who are listed here, who are gracious enough to step forward and say, I'll be your point of contact at the school, to be able to support at the school from the teacher's side, the lead nurses, the lead counselor, and then other folks as we find the need for them. So that's the team that is working behind the scenes, and I'm just the fella that's getting to tell y'all what we're doing. So if y'all don't have any questions, that's all that I have this evening. Just wanted to give y'all an update.
Board members, any comments or questions at this time?
Mr. Chairman, I do. And I already knew the answer. I was going to ask you, you were sort of, you were so proud of this and that, but just hearing you talk about it says, that you are really tied into Infinite. What is the name?
Infinite Campus.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The thing about it is that's not the same all over. And I'm so pleased to hear you having a pleasant experience with the conversion.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
That's what I hear.
It is.
But also, my question, has anyone from DPI contacted you about, hey, how you feel about this?
Yes.
Oh,
so, yes, we have actually quarterly update calls with our PSU trainer, but we also are having very regular biweekly calls with our implementation team. I put in a case this morning requesting something. About an hour later, I had a response from the implementation team saying, actually, this is what you want. This is where it's found. So I've had nothing but good success and good experiences with the team that I've been blessed to work with.
Well, I thank you for that. And I'm sure Dr. Petrie Martin would love to hear your comments concerning it, Dr. Pratt, along with Superintendent Green. Because I'm telling you, this is something we talk about every month.
Yes, sir. In
closed session. Every month we spend time on this, and like I tell them, I'm not a data person, and so but I do know that success stories like yours, they need to hear about it.
It's ours. I'm just the guy that gets to talk about it. It's the data managers. It's everybody that you don't see.
Well, success stories for Hertford County.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yes, sir.
It ain't all bad. I'm telling you now, this is something that we get hit with the state board every month.
Yes, sir.
And I was so pleased to hear you and your positive nature of talking about it. And that's all I had to say. Yeah. But do let Dr. Martin know and the superintendent, because they will let the state board leadership know as to what needs to be done next. I thank you for what you're doing. I thank you for that team. I thank you for getting these records cleaned up.
Yes, sir.
And I use that word lightly, clean up, because Power School was a mess. Right? That's what I've been told.
It was not the easiest system to find things.
It's not the easiest system to keep up with. But anyway, thank you, Mr. Chairman. But I had to say that.
Mr. Grimes, and you may or may not know the answer to this. Have they discussed how they plan on protecting the data?
There was a lot of discussion about that in January when the Power School incident came to light. And Infinite Campus did put together a list of things that they were doing. I don't know enough about all of those things, but their list was lengthy. And there's a lot of things that are up there. The two-factor verification. You can't just put in a password. You have to have a multi-factor token. There are other things that are in place, and they are reassured us, Infinite Campus did, and they reassured Dr. Dietrich and Dr. Wren at the state level of all of those things and went into far more detail than they shared with district folks of all of the things that they had in place, because the more you divulge, the easier it is to find an attack vector. So I imagine they did that for security purposes.
And this contract is not cheap. By any stretch of the imagination, it's not cheap. And it's a lot put out for a 3-year contract on it. You either buy it for 3 or 2 or else, but it's not cheap, but it's doing its job.
Yes, sir.
And the thing about security with it, that was one of the big issues because
commend you because your attitude about this makes a difference, and it passes down. And Dr. Pratt, y'all's attitude about the way y'all are handling this makes a huge difference. I mean, so don't give all the glory away. You know, take some of the glory, because I can tell you, leadership in something this big is imperative. and the way you've handled it with your team makes all the difference in the world.
Well, you can't do it in 2025 like we used to do it, paper and pencil. It can't be done anymore. But I understand that. But I'm glad you said that also, Mr. Shield, because when the barbs start coming, the arrows start coming. Hey, I take it now, man. Oh, you know something.
Yeah.
But you take it now.
But I tell you,
you can't do away with good leadership.
I mean, the attitude makes a big difference.
It does.
That's what I was saying.
Because it definitely.
The arrows gonna come there.
It definitely filters down.
Yeah.
Operational excellence, 6.1, child nutrition update, Ms. Huggett.
Yeah.
Good evening. How are you? Chair Hall, members of the board, and Dr. Pratt. On behalf of Child Nutrition, I just want to provide you with a few program updates and things that we've had going on recently. And of course, we have our mission, vision, and our core values, and our portrait of a graduate. So these, as you see on the screen here, these are the current child nutrition programs that Hertford County Public Schools participates in. And I put the acronyms there too, because we see a lot of acronyms. So of course we participate in National School Breakfast Program, National School Lunch Program, the After School Snack Program. And then in the summer, we are doing Seamless Summer Option. As you know, we also participate in Community Eligibility Provision, which you hear referred to as the CEP program. This program just means that based on our directly certified students for free and reduced meals, we are able to provide all students free meals at no charge for both breakfast and lunch. CEP is a wonderful program for lots of reasons. These are just a few listed here. This way, all of our students can enjoy meals and snacks free of charge. One of the great things about the program, it eliminates the stigma of receiving free meals, because, you know, some students, if they receive free meals, they don't want to be identified, may not even come through the line. So that way, everybody's getting free meals. So we're all the same in that. Of course, it does reduce administrative burden. We don't have to take applications and enter and process all of those. We also can streamline meal service operations as everybody goes through. We don't have to collect funds. Everybody's getting meals free of charge, which also helps the lines move faster. Then, of course, I know you all are happy we have no meal charges that we have to bring to you at the end of the year, unpaid balances, things of that nature, and collection procedures. And also, it, of course, does increase meal participation when all students can eat free of charge. This is just some of our meal participation data. This is for last year, for school year 23-24. And these numbers are just for reimbursable student meals that we claim federal reimbursement for. So it doesn't include any a la carte, any adult meals, anything, snacks that were sold. So for breakfast meals for students, we did 212,871 meals. For lunch, 281,728.
and snacks, 7,859, and that's for after-school snacks, not purchase snacks. So that's for our extended learning programs that we did after-school snacks for. And then for our summer breakfast, 2,825, and for lunch, 3,545 for summer programs. Oh, no. Okay. These are just our percentages, and I kind of broke out the K-8 and 9-12 just because for obvious reasons, our K-8 sites will always have much, much higher participation. For our K-8 sites, and this is based on our ADA, so the kids that are actually in the building, 66.58% of our students receive breakfast, and then 88.14 for lunch. And then 9-12, you see it's much lower, which is very typical for 9-12 sites, 36.1 for breakfast and 41.15 for lunch. And then when we combine all our sites together, we have 53.51 for breakfast and 68% for lunch. And that 88% for K-8, that's very high. That's a very high participation. So anything over 75 is really great. All right, our current staffing, we have myself as a director. We have one warehouse personnel who handles incoming deliveries, delivers commodities, does a host of things. We have 5 cafeteria managers. We have 1 person who is working as an assistant manager. And then we have 21 food service assistants, 11 of which are full-time at least 6 hours per day, and 10 that would be considered part-time with under 6 hours per day. And we have a couple that are dual employees, drive a bus also. Okay, you may have heard in February 10th through 13th of this year, we had our administrative review process where NCDPI came in and did their 5-year review process with our program. They look at critical areas and general areas. And I know everybody in this building and my home are glad that this is over with. But so the critical areas that they look at, and when we say critical areas, these would be areas that could trigger a fiscal action or a reclaim of funds. So if we were found to be doing something that would trigger that, we might have to pay money back. So those are going to be your meal counting and claiming procedures. So they observed us how we're counting those meals, making sure they are indeed reimbursable meals. They're counted at the point of service, like when the student receives the meal, that's when we claim it, cannot claim them ahead of time. They're also looking at benefits issuance, making sure to look at our documentation for direct certification data and CEP data that we are indeed eligible to be reimbursed at 100%. They're also looking at your meal pattern and nutritional quality to make sure that the meals that we are serving do meet the meal pattern guidance to be reimbursable meals. And then they also look at general areas. These are, of course, also important, but these areas don't typically trigger a fiscal action unless it's something egregious. So that would be your resource management, procurement review, like how we are purchasing, civil rights, making sure we have civil rights training for our staff, professional standards for our staff, meeting their continuing ed hours, competitive foods policy, you know, making sure that we're not selling anything that's in competition with child nutrition in the building, food safety and HACCP plans, as well as our local wellness policy and our triennial assessment. All right, our review sites were Ahoskie Elementary was selected as our target nutrition school. So what that meant was we had to submit some documentation ahead of time to our reviewers on our production records, our menus, our meal patterns, our recipes, those types of things. And when they were actually on site, we had a reviewer there that observed both breakfast and lunch service. So they observed the production of the food, filling out the records, the students being served. They look over the HACCP plan, the food safety plan. They're looking at all of that. And then Hertford County Middle School was a secondary site. And really the only difference there was instead of doing breakfast and lunch, they just did lunch. But otherwise they did all the same observation. And thirdly, the district office. And of course, here they did the resource management, looking at the financial reports, procurement. They did a procurement sampling where they told me, you know, I want to look at these bids, I want to look at these quotes, and we had to provide the documentation for the things they selected, as well as professional standards. They wanted documentation for all of our continuing education hours for our staff, and our site monitoring reports, our HACCP plan, and food safety plan. And I'm pleased to say we had a fantastic review. I mean, I think it went absolutely great. I'm so proud of our staff. They did a great job. It makes you nervous when somebody's standing over you watching you run the cash register with 350 kids coming through at a fast pace, but they did fantastic. So we did receive some commendations. Those were that we had positive engagement with our students by our cashiers, our grab and go breakfast, and the speed of service at Hosky Elementary. We had grab and go bags and the students go through the line quickly, appealing presentation of the food items, and we were exceeding food safety requirements at all sites because we have 2 Serve Safe certified managers at every site, and they only have to have 1. Our production records were accurately completed. They commended our staff for an excellent job with planning and forecasting, excellent sanitation score with 100% on the last 3 inspections, and excellent preparation and organization for the review. We had no findings requiring any fiscal action or reclaims of funds. We had 1 finding that was corrected on site, and that was a Hosky Elementary had only had 1 health inspection from the health department that year, and they were required to have 2. So we just had to do a quick email, and the health department came the next day, did that, and they got 100%. And so no other further corrective actions were required for this review. All right, and lastly here, an upcoming possible program that we may be adding to our list there is the Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Program. We have submitted an application this year, 1st of March, for funding for school year 25-26, and this would be for our elementary schools, AES, BPS, and RES, and if awarded, this would provide a fruit and or vegetable snack to our students approximately 3 days a week. And that would be served outside of the cafeteria or the meal service period.
Is that a federal grant?
That is. Mm-hmm.
You just take it as you just.
Well, we
hope because I was going to ask because I hadn't heard anything. I'm sorry, let me.
Well, I haven't officially heard anything, and I don't know if they'll be fairly funded. I did take a peek in the technology system today, and it said we've been approved. But you know, we've been approved as far as we've met requirements. Now, whether the funding will pass that, we don't know yet.
What about the one where we buy from local vendors?
So that was the one you probably saw in your board update. That was the LFS, the Local Foods for Schools. Yes, we had been awarded or told we would be awarded for next year, and it has been canceled.
Yeah, that's the one I was concerned.
Yeah, that's been canceled. Well, last year we received about $9,500. I hadn't been told what we would receive next year, but I knew it was going up, so I was expecting about $12,000. But we spent the $9,000 for this year, though. We spent all of that. But we won't get that one for next year.
Sadly, but the other thing is the grab and go bags. Do you have it at Bearfield?
Every school.
Every school has that too.
Okay. Some of them use bags and some of them use trays. Some days it's a bag, some days it's a tray, depending on the menu. But every site, with the exception of pre-K, is doing grab and go, taking it back to the room, get off the bus, get it, go through the line and go.
What about those students who, for whatever reason, mom and dad is late getting them there? Can they?
Well, we had made a decision as a district that we were going to serve from 7:45 to 8:15.
Yeah, well, we're going to have a discussion.
So currently we are stopping service at 8:15 for, different reasons, but, we have to start fixing lunch too. Yes, so, at one time we did have kids trickling in right on till 9:30. And we're getting ready to do lunch. So
I understand that well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
For that info.
So any questions or?
I just hope that on the federal level,
okay,
they get act together.
I I'd just like to commend you, Mrs. Tugger, and your staff for all of the hard work that you have done. And you only had one correction, and that was just an oversight
But
of
the health department.
but
but we do need to monitor it, and if they don't do it, we do need to call for that inspection.
But
it was really good, and I've tooted our horn because if I don't, nobody else might not toot it. So Dr. Pratt was in the room, Ms. Merritt was in the room. Our reviewer said this is the best review I've done this year.
That's great. Please let them know that we appreciate it.
Yes, we're very proud of you. Thank you.
Can you pull back up how many meals we serve? Because that's impressive. I like to fell out when I saw 259,000 dinners. I mean, that's a lot.
281,000 lunches last year.
That's pretty impressive, and once again, people need to know that, because if things change, it could be critical for not only for these children that don't get fed, but also for our educational. I mean, it could affect the educational
absolutely
of learning that goes on in the school. But I mean, it's pretty impressive. I think it's one bigger.
It's one more. It's one more back, I think.
One bigger than that one.
This year. That was last year.
But I mean, that's pretty impressive.
But you know what that says also, Ms. Shields, to me and board members? Kids don't eat food they don't like. That number wouldn't be there unless kids were being offered.
Yeah, 88% is pretty. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
It's very high.
I mean, that really is good.
So that's a plus.
Yes, sir.
We're serving meals that they enjoy.
We try to. And we have a lot of regulations, and they don't like wheat bread, but
they didn't come up in my household. That's all I got to say. Either that or you go to bed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Harkin. Great job.
6.2 contract with Siemens Industry, Dr. Pratt.
Yes, Chair Hall, Vice Chair Hall, board members, before you, we have a contract with Siemens Industry Incorporated for the billing automation system at Hertford County High School and Middle School.
What is that, Dr. Pratt?
I was going to say, I didn't get that. I couldn't read that either.
Yeah, so it is a system that regulates our HVAC system.
Oh.
So we can control it virtually online as well.
Yeah.
Board members, any comments or questions at this time? Hearing none, I entertain a motion to approve the Siemens contract as presented by administration.
So moved.
Has been moved. Do I have a proper second? Second. Has been motioned and properly second. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. 6.3, Hertford County High School roof replacement bids. Dr. Pratt.
Yes. Before you tonight, we have a contract with Wayne Roofing Replacement to replace the roof at the high school for your approval.
Any comments or questions at this time, board members?
Is that a portion of the roof?
It is, I think it's the main building part, except for C Hall.
There are no more questions or comments. I entertain a motion to approve the contract for the Hertford County High School roof replacement as presented.
Make a motion, Mr. Chairman, that we approve the contract for replacement of the roof at Hertford County High School as presented.
Has been motioned and properly second. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Mr. Chairman, since we're from Hertford County High School, can I ask a question?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Dr. Pratt, have you gotten any response back from the sign? We're talking about going to high school.
Oh, no, not yet. That'll be a part of the budget work session we're going to have with y'all next month.
Have you gotten a bid on it?
We've gotten that. We received a quote on it.
Oh,
let us know how much it would be. How much it would be? Yes, sir.
What are you going to do with all them umbrellas taking up at the high school from the leaking roof?
I know.
Yeah. But I look forward to hearing that and seeing, hopefully, if we can afford it.
Well, yes, sir.
Something out there that says, this is Hertford County High School.
Yes, sir.
Because from the road, you don't know what it is. A little, you know, that's why we got that A. When I go to Burke T, I see where the high school is. But it got a big sign up there. I'm gonna leave it alone. And them other schools I go to. We're gonna get one. I don't know why we can't get a partnership with some Coca-Cola or somebody help us with. Yeah, man. Any kind of way. Thank you.
Thank you. 6.4, Hertford Internet Wide Area Network Contract, Ms. Norman.
Oh my. Okay. Okay. Well, good evening, Chair Hall, Vice Chair Hall, board members, and Dr. Pratt. This is informational purpose only. In 2022, Hertford County Public Schools entered into a 3-year contract with CenturyLink to provide the WAN, Wide Area Network, connections between schools to ensure that all schools are connected to the internet. So the contract expires June 30th, 2025, and this is a rebid for the connection. So this is at no cost for Hertford County Public Schools. So I hope that was one of your questions. Okay, good. And then the second question, I'm gonna have to lean on the expertise of my tech department. So go ahead with your question.
The second question, is there, and they may be on a different contract, AES and Hertford County High School. Is there a reason they were not on this?
On this one?
Okay.
So we can look that up.
Those connections are dark fiber from Fairfield underground to those schools. It's fiber that Hertford County owns.
Gotcha. Explain. Thank you.
Good. Perfect. All right.
Comments or questions? This is for informational action.
Yes.
Well, if there are no comments or questions, thank you, Ms. Moore.
Thank you.
Not too bad.
No.
Board comments, Mr. Shields.
So much information, so much good information. My only complaint is I didn't get all the information. I mean, I couldn't see it.
Right.
And I like to be able to see it and look at it and think about it, because I'm not smart enough to come up with a question on the fly sometimes. Sometimes I need to kind of think about it. And but the information was outstanding. The attendance information, which Mr. Hall shared, is outstanding. It's just there's so many good things going on. All those lunches. I mean, you know, somebody in the food business. You know, I think that's. I mean, but it's all fascinating. And I don't know, Mr. Hall, you hit the nail on the head again. I don't know how much of this information is out in the public, which we need to make sure that it's out there. Because I'm telling you, to think that we've served 281,000 meals to our students in Hertford County last year is pretty impressive. I mean, for lunch. I mean, and not only that, but I mean, for the switching over to the new infinite school or whatever it's called. I mean, and you know, and the attitudes of our staff. I mean, all that needs to be put out there, because, as you said, Mr. Hall, I guarantee you ain't hearing the positive stuff at your meetings like that. I mean, you know, because it's easy to, you know, but everyone's to be commended, because I mean, it seems like we're kind of.
You know, just because we are rural does not mean that we don't know what to do.
That's right. That's right.
I said it all the time. I shared it with the state superintendent. I use another word, some other words, but being rural does not mean that you're bad. Right? I mean, I think we're prime examples of that shining star in the Northeast. I do.
And not only in the Northeast.
Now, you know, oh yeah, I can tell you about some places. But anyway, you're well stated.
Thank y'all for what you do, because it's what y'all are producing is the next generation of people that are going to come along, that are going to keep Hertford County strong and well, and I can't thank y'all enough for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shields. Ms. Porter?
I also agree with Mr. Holmes. I can remember, and I'm sure you administrators and everybody from central office, everybody in the room, when you go off to your workshops or other activities, I can remember, especially my first year, I was really surprised going back to what you said about being from a rural area. You see what we really have that larger places don't. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And that lets you know how hard you work, because that's the way we get everybody working together. And when we don't do it right or we fall short on some things, you go back and you redo it. And this county is moving on. You can tell by the participation with the students, moving on in attendance. So pat yourselves on the back. And thank you for everything. You work hard. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair Hall.
I just want to say quickly, thank you. Thank you for all that you do. And just piggybacking on what you just said, Ms. Porter, you know, sometimes you can make bricks out of straw.
That's right.
Sometimes it can be done. And we're doing it to a certain degree here in Hertford County Public Schools. Believe me, I brag about us all the time when I'm in that place they call Raleigh and talking about this and that. But Dr. Pratt, the acronym PCBE that you sent us, what was that?
Yes, that's the Golden Leaf Grant.
Okay.
Wasn't that interesting? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. We don't, just leave that alone for right now.
Yeah.
Okay. And that
I thought you would find that email interesting.
I did. I found it quite interesting. I mean, there you go. You got, but anyway, you know what's going on.
I say we should be #1, right?
Hey.
Yes.
You gotta go out and fuck with it.
Yeah.
When I get to Raleigh next week, and then oh, you down there talking about it? No. But anyway, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I like that. Just say one more thing. It's good to see Ms. Smith back. Hope you the best.
Certainly, I did all the comments of my fellow board members. Just hold on, spring break is around the corner. I know y'all ready for a much needed and well-deserved break. But I do ditto everything that someone said, that my board members have said tonight. Do not let anyone else narrate our story. Continue to tell our story. You guys have done some amazing things in your schools, and we see it on social media. We see it when we visit it. Continue to tell your own story and don't let the world tell it for you.
Amen, bro. Yeah. Amen.
Also want to extend our condolences to the Twine family and the passing of Mr. Joe Twine, who is definitely a staple in our community with over 5 decades of service to law enforcement, starting with his career in Murfreesboro Police Department. And so we definitely want to continue to extend our prayers and condolences to them as well. Also, Mr. Deloach, in his absence on tonight, just wanted me to inform you all that he did have a medical procedure and that he is doing well, and he looks forward to returning when he's able to. So just want to make you all aware of that as well. Our next meeting is scheduled for Monday, April the 28th. Open session starting at 5:30 p.m. Do you all like the new format? Do you want to go back?
We need some cones, Dr.
Y'all be here on time, ready. We appreciate it. At this time, board, I entertain a motion to go into closed session to discuss personnel matters that are confidential pursuant to North Carolina General Statutes 143-318.11A1 and A6 and 115C 319 through 321.
So move.
Has been moved. Has been motion. Do I have a proper second?
Second.
Has been second. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We're in closed session.